Hello again, it's Noob, and here we have something brand new, actually. This is the Dangerfield Skeleton Lockpick EDC Jackknife pick set. I just call it the Dangerfield Skeleton from now on, which came out very, very recently. And this was sent to me by Lockpick World and UK Bump Keys, the sister company, for the purposes of this review. It's not a paid review or thoughts of my own, and I don't have any affiliations with UK Bump Keys or Lockpick World other than doing this review, really. So yeah, it's a brand new pick set. I did record this video a few weeks ago, actually, but they noticed that there was a slight problem in the manufacture, and a couple of the profiles were actually the wrong way round. So they've corrected that. I believe they sent out everybody who had purchased one of these the two new blades to fit in. I fitted those in here already. It was so easy to do. And hopefully you'll either get it made up just like this one is now, or you'll have the old set but with the new blades. I don't know which one they're going to do, but either way you're going to get what you want and what you pay for. So all is good, and I'm glad that they fixed that issue. So yeah, I've been holding off on the sort of review purely because they were fixing this problem. I thought, you know what, they're fixing the problem. That's a good sign. So let's actually review it as you know, it's a fixed thing now. So just let you be aware of that, just in case you get a set and it has these in. I don't know how they're going to sell them, but either way you're going to get what you're being sold. And yeah, it is very easy to take apart and customize how you like. So if you don't want one of the profiles in, you just unscrew this fully, take that screw out, slide everything off, and then you're ready to go. But when you do have it all tight on like that, I'm just doing finger tight. It does hold these things in, really well, and those aren't coming out anytime soon. I'm sure if you really smacked it against something, you might be able to get one of the profiles that peek out the top, but they're really held in tight by this screw system. So what do you actually get with this set? So it's a really nice mixture, I think, of some aluminium and with that black, is it anodizing? I don't know what they do to it, but it's just really nice, that black and versus silver. But the pick profiles are all 301 stainless in. I've measured these, they're somewhere around 24 thousandths of an inch, or 0.6 millimeters, something like that. So, and you can see here that these profiles are slim as well, with the exception of maybe two of them. All of these profiles are super slim, and as well, so you can see that the shank heights are really low. You're going to get into a lot of European style tight keyways with these, as well as those wider American keyways. But where they need to be a bit thicker, they are, especially the kinetic rake, which needs to undergo quite a lot of force if you're doing zipping. So it's nice that they've thickened up the tools in relation to their roll. What tools do you get? Well, the first thing you might have seen me take off is this. This is the only turning tool in here. There isn't a classic bottom of the keyway tool, like an L wrench or anything like that. There is only this top of the keyway pry bar style wrench, which is actually pretty nice, I'd say. But these kits in general never quite have enough turning tools, do they? So, you know, if you can carry some bent wiper blade in your wallet, then that's probably a good idea. In terms of its overall size, I actually really like this. First of all, can we just say it looks really good? That black and silver and these little screws and everything. For me, at the very least, I think it looks really great. I like the fact it's got a slight curve to it as well. Just something very aesthetic about it. I just really like that. In terms of its size, it's actually, again, just nice and compact. It's about, and these are rough sizes, about 3 inches. There you go, end to end. Which is around 7.5-ish, maybe a bit more centimeters. So it's a nice size. Not that it should fit in your hand, but it does fit nicely in your hand. It just feels nice and looks nice. I just really like the aesthetics. I know that is something which is subjective, and you may think differently, but yeah, I think it's actually pretty nice looking. In terms of profiles, so in terms of rakes, we get a mixture of 4 rakes. I think there's 8 different blades here, so we've got 4 rakes. Let's have a look at those. We have your kinetic rake, a classic city rake or L rake, a snake rake and a very nice, if shallow, triple peak. So it doesn't have, you know, a big amplitude, but it is nevertheless a nice profile in terms of pixel sort of hook adjacent style tools. Let's have a look at these. We have the there we go, sort of a short hook, a little half diamond, and another rounded tip hook. So this one's flat, that's rounded, and something for a bit higher, which is your sort of deforest, somewhere between a diamond and a ball, to be honest with you. It's quite a nice profile, but I don't know whether it's called a deforest diamond or a deforest ball. It sort of is what it is. It says deforest pick on their website, so I'm not much not much into knowing what that is. So yeah, so you got that, so mixture of that 301 stainless, sandblasted aluminium, looking really nice. In terms of how you would use it, so you just grab whatever profile you wanted. Say I wanted this nice flat top hook, I would pop that in, I'd screw it down like this until it's finger tight, and then I'd pick. Now, one thing I would say about these jackknives with the thumb turn is that it all holds in really tight. Again, when it's all screwed in, it's not going anywhere. That's nice, and they're not flopping out. But you do have to position your picking hand a bit differently. Normally, you'd hold like a pick towards the end, wouldn't you? Like that. Here, you can. It's just that your fingers are a bit wider space, and whether you find that comfortable or not, I guess, is down to your own personal preference. But you don't use this as an everyday set. This is to get you out of trouble in a pinch. A backup set, an EDC, just, you know, and again, you've got to be aware of your local laws. You don't want to be caught carrying in lockpicks in place where that's illegal. But yeah, so either hold it slightly behind here like this, or on this. I personally find this sort of more comfortable, but I've also found that I'm sort of holding it above. You just got to find what works for you. If you pick down, it's actually slightly more comfortable if you're right-handed, because you can sort of pick like this, and that thumb turn fits between those fingers. But you just need to find something that's comfortable for you. I have found it pretty usable. We'll go look at some videos of me picking some locks with this in a second anyway, so you can see what you think. But yeah, overall, you know, it's very nice. It's quite compact, but it feels sort of the right size. You can see in my hand, it doesn't look overly small. It's not getting lost in my hand anywhere. It's just sort of, it's sort of alright. Right, let's go see some picking now. We'll have a look at this, see how it performs with a few profiles that I've chosen, a few locks that I like to pick, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about some conclusions. So first up, let's try picking this lovely little Abus. It's got 5 pins, lots of security pins, a small tight keyway, but it will still take a top of the keyway turning tool. We'll pick in hand. Really is crying out for the short hook to be used here. I'm just going to hold it like I would sort of a normal pick, supporting the shank with my fingertip to get that extra little bit of feedback. I'm just going along. Anything that feels like it needs to be picked, I'm just going to push up on. Go back through into a bit of a false set. Again, go back through, pin 1 now, into a deeper false set. I'm just trying to find the any pins which feel like they need picking, and there we go. That, yeah, felt pretty good. I really want to try out this Bogota profile. It's just really nice and slim, very sort of low profile as well. I can't use the top of the keyway tool when I'm raking, just in case I sort of drag the tool out. So again, I'm going to flip it around and just use it bottom of the keyway, which should work very well with these sort of slimmer profile tools. A bit of light tension, and we are already open. To be fair, this lock does like a good rake, but it's a nice demonstration nevertheless. And I think lastly, I have this big Ace padlock that I want to try to pick bottom of the keyway using this deforest profile. At 24 thousandths, this is a little bit big for going bottom of keyway in these American style keyways, but we should be okay if we take our time. Just going through the lock. Anything that feels like it needs to be set, I'm just going to just nudge it up. You can probably hear all these little clicks as I pick through the lock. And at any point, if I want to, I can always swap to picking off the warding. So I'm already in a full set. Just got to take my time with those remaining pins so I don't overset anything, and keep on top of that rotation. And we are open. Right, let's try this, see if we can zip this lock. There we can. It's a very easy lock to zip, to be fair, but you know, that's what this kinetic rake is useful for. I'm going to do sort of a withdraw style picking on this lock by keeping very light tension on, putting my pick in, and gently sort of stroking the pins as I as I pull it out. That was you don't have to be super aggressive with these tools. Sometimes it's light tension and just sort of withdraw. It depends on the bitting and all sorts of things, but yeah, it's possible. So, conclusions time. I think it's always good to do sort of pros, cons, and then talk about what maybe I'd do differently, then pricing and that kind of stuff. So pros. The look and size of this, I know it's subjective, you may disagree, but I think that this does look great. That sandblasted aluminium, I just think it's really nice. I love how slim the shanks of these tools are. They're not like the much cheaper sort of Chinese made ones that you can find. I don't know where this is made. This actually might be made in China, but you know the ones talking about, the sort of cheaper Chinese made ones. So this is actually, just the profiles are nice. They feel good when you're using them. It's just that thinner shank, it makes all the world of difference. They are well finished and well rounded, as you can see here. I'm trying to get it in the light so you can see there's no burrs or any weird stuff going on there. It's all well polished and smooth. So these are very usable profiles, and I really like that. The pick selection is pretty good. You've got some sort of short hooks. I wish it was a medium hook. I really wish it was a medium hook. I'd definitely sort of swap out probably the city rake or something like that, maybe for a classic medium hook. That would, for me, work better. But I do know that they are going to come out, it says on the website. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but they're going to have some new different gauges and thicknesses of picks and tools, wider range of picks, and loads of other things coming out in the future. So if they do, I will get some of those to look at. But yeah, it's very easily taken apart and customizable. It just, you know, it's pretty solid. It's small enough it would fit on a keychain. All of that kind of stuff is pretty great. So what do I think is a con to this? Not many things. This is something worth noting, which I don't know whether it would bug you, but I always find with a snake rake, I'd really like to see a second hump here. Otherwise, I feel, why don't you just have one sort of hollow half diamond, like medium half diamond? I'm not sure with this profile that it's a very good snake rake profile. I like to see a hump 1 and a hump 2. Not quite as maybe an extreme as a half snowman, but nevertheless, I'm not entirely sure that's the best snake rake profile I've ever seen. Does it work in some locks? Yeah. But is it because of the profile? I'd argue not so much. I think that whilst this sort of classic is a quick release style screw, so you know you're not having to spend ages unscrewing it and screwing it back up to get it tight, so that does work. But I would say that, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of having the thumb turns, especially one which is it's almost double the thickness of the tool itself with that thumb turn. It doesn't just feel quite as comfortable as it could do. But that being said, it's not that bad either. Like I said, this isn't an everyday thing that you use literally as your main pick set. It is a backup in EDC. And to that regard, I'd say that it works fine. It's just, you know, be aware it's not the most super comfortable place for its position, depending on how you like to pick and whether you like to have quite a wide profile. But other than that, yeah, it does keep the tools in really well. And the pick selection is easy to do, and you can just, you know, make your choice, get what you want, screw it in, and it's all good. Everything holds back. So, you know, this system does work. Is it the most comfortable? Maybe not. So yeah, is there anything that I would maybe do differently? Not really. Genuinely, I mean, yeah, this is what it is. The only thing I would say is it would be great to have another turning tool, just one which is a bottom of the keyway tool. The top of the keyway tool works; it's really great, but I just felt that it was probably lacking. Just another turning tool, because sometimes picking a lock is all about getting the tension. So an extra turning tool. I'm trying to think of a way that I could incorporate one into this myself, or something like that. I don't know, but the best thing to do would probably just be, carry a little L wrench in your wallet. That's probably what I would do. But nevertheless, like this does work. It is good, and it works with the set. But I find that this isn't unusual to this set. A lot of the Jackknife pick sets only have one turning tool, when at least two would be, better, should we say. But overall, in terms of its look, feel, functionality, size, all the rest of it, I think it's pretty nice, actually, I have to say. I'd love to know what you think in the comments. What do you think to this as a compact folding pick set? Does it meet your kind of standards functionality wise and aesthetically? I'd love to know in the comments, so please do leave a comment below. I read them all and reply to as many as I can, so do let me know that. So you're probably asking yourself, what's this going to set you back? Well, there seems to be, at the moment, at the time of filming, bear that in mind, a bit of a sale on this. There's some money off. So at Lockpick World, this is 50, which is a US based site, $54.99 at the time of filming. It may have changed, do go check it out. And UK Bump Keys, which is the UK based website, it's £45 and 43 pence or something like that. So, do go check that out. And yeah, like I said, if you have a comment on this, leave me a comment. If you like the video, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and want to see more reviews like this, then please do subscribe. It really helps my channel out, and I'll see you all next time.